Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Ed Jurenka, and we have a very informative program for you. As you know, this month is BVI Food Fest month, and there's a lot of activity going on in tourism. It's a tourism fun month. Staycations, good food, good wine, partying, a lot's going on. And this evening we're going to talk to you about the Barefoot Soiree that's coming up this weekend on Peter Island. It's going to be quite an event. Gourmet chefs from around the world. It's going to be a really good discussion. We have with us this evening Lisa Sellers. She's a chief chef from Peter Island, as well as Cindy Roseanne Jones, who is the coordinator, events coordinator at the Tourist Board. She's here with us, and we're going to be talking about all the events that's coming up, some of the events that's coming up this weekend, and culminating in the Lobster Fest on the end of November. Well, somebody's going to come and talk about the Lobster Fest, but we're going to mention it because I want to keep the Lobster Fest in our minds as well. So it's a great evening of discussion around events happening in tourism this month. Also, Rotarians are really making their inroads into the territory, performing a lot of service. It's a great service organization. We're going to have the 3 presidents here this evening with the assistant district governor, and we're going to be talking about all the service projects that the Rotary clubs are doing in the territory, and how you can become a member and how you can make a contribution to the territory as well. So we have an interesting evening in store for you, so make sure you keep it right here to Spotlight. First, of course, we go into Sean Rose with the stories making the news this week. Sean, what's up?
Greetings, Ed Jurenka. Greetings, viewers. Let's take a look at the budget. Government has given a $311,136,000 projected revenue for the fiscal year 2014-2015. The Premier and the Minister of Finance, Dr. Yolanda Smith, delivered that presentation in the House of Assembly on November 17. Now, the 1-hour presentation, as you would expect, touched on a number of matters concerning the local economy. For instance, some $278.3 million have been allocated for various government operations, such as employee compensation, goods and services, grants, social benefits, property and other expenses. And among those points that he raised, he indicated that some $5 million will be added to the reserve fund. Now, this is a very critical matter, because this will allow the government to, again, borrow monies without getting the approval of the UK government. Based on the projections outlined in what is called the medium-term fiscal plan, 2015-2017, by 2016, there should be some $64.48 million in the reserve fund, and by 2017, $79 million in the reserve fund. So basically, based on the records, the government is on track. Now, let's take a look, Cromwell, at what happened in 2011, because as we look back, we can see that there seems to be some disagreement between the 2 major parties as to the state of the Virgin Islands economy in 2011. We're going to start, though, by hearing from the Premier, as he says he has had to take some short-term pain in favor of long-term gain, some tough decisions, and he said that those decisions were influenced by contractual decisions taken by a previous government. Let's hear the Premier.
For the Speaker, it's important that we have signed off on borrowing guidelines with Her Majesty's government. This is in our territory's best interest, because we now have a blueprint to order ourselves in our financial realm, and which also respects the very real contingent liabilities of Her Majesty's government, and at the same time allows us to operate within the guidelines in an autonomous manner. This has meant placing some emphasis on building our reserves. As a result of this, we'll be able to, as of 2017, once again secure loans for various capital investments without seeking the direct approval of Her Majesty's government. This was our objective from the start, and I am thankful that we are well on the way to restoring a level of autonomy we once enjoyed in the past, but was lost during our absence from office. Madam Speaker, this positive outlook is as a result of our sound stewardship over the last 3 years. Madam Speaker, my government has held firmly to the age-old philosophy that the government is a continuum, a trust if you will. We accept that contractual decisions taken by a predecessor government that may have even significant financial implications going forward must be dealt with. In this vein, my government has paid off all the bills created by my predecessors and have honored the commitments they created. Madam Speaker, in this difficult economy, this created challenges in moving my agenda for prosperity and growth forward at the pace that I wanted.
So that's the Premier giving you his take on the matter, Edgerenka. And before we look at it with some analysis, the VIP chairman, Honorable Julian Fraser, is of the view that he actually gave an address recently, and he's of the view that the economy, the BVI economy in 2011 was actually in good stead. Let's hear him.
The very healthy state in which the VIP left the country was revealed by the Premier during the question and answer period of the 7th sitting of the 3rd session of the 2nd House of Assembly on June 13, 2014. So not only was this a gross fabrication, but the NDP deceived you, the taxpaying public. The NDP was less than forthright to you about the state of the country's finances. Now, even the Minister for Health himself, a man with some proficiency in financial matters, has stated repeatedly that government requires $20 million in cash each month to operate. So taking 3/4 of November 2011 and all of December, that amounts to $35 million. And taking the same NDP's claim that the VIP left a $30 million debt into consideration, which makes a total of $65 million in debt and expenses, I ask this question. Mr. Premier, you paid the $65 million in commitments, and you were left with $10 million. So where did $10 million disappear to? That is an unanswered question.
An unanswered question, the VIP chairman says. And I would suggest that the two parties are at variance over this issue. Clearly, Fraser thinks that the NDP did not get a bad hand.
Well, you have anything in the history that says what actually happens in what was the condition of the country, the state of finances in the country in 2011 around November?
Because the elections were in November.
Yeah. What was the state of the country? Then that was when the NDP took over. So what was the state of the finances then?
Well, we have another clip, and this time we're going to listen to Colin Roberts. He was actually the director at the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and he was in the BVI in 2011, and he held a joint press conference in April of 2011 with then Premier Honorable Ralph T. O'Neill. And he gave these statements that were probably overlooked at that time.
The BVI is still currently in breach of the liquid asset ratio in the borrowing agreement between the BVI government and the UK. But revenue has held up rather well here in BVI. And I think the focus now is with the government's commitment to achieve and maintain balance through the planning of public finances in the budget. The focus now is, are there the right mechanisms in place in the way in which public finances are managed in the BVI that makes sure that the political decisions taken by the government in balancing the budget are actually implemented.
So Colin Roberts, former director at the FCO in 2011, basically saying that the BVI government had exceeded the borrowing guidelines.
Yeah, so certainly my recollection of 2011 was, and it was a campaign issue, who was going to be best to go to England to negotiate a deal with the UK government for us to maintain our financial freedom. I remember one of the big issues was the fear that the British government was going to take over the BVI's finances because of the poor state of the finances at that time, exceeding the borrowing guidelines. As a matter of fact, I think the UK government even went as far as preventing the government of the day from spending the $15 million CDB loan to build the infrastructure. So there was a lot of fear in the public's mind. People were talking on the podium about how hard we fought for financial freedom from the UK, and now we're going to go back into that. And they had just taken over the Turks and Caicos, I think. So that added to the concern of the people of the territory. So I think the evidence seems to be against Mr. Fraser's assessment. What is your view?
Because I can go based on the figures, and if in 2011 the amount of money in the reserve fund was 7.4 million, which basically tells me that if the government wanted to go for a loan, 7.4 million was not enough collateral for a bank to say, okay, you can really afford to pay me this loan, and in the event that you cannot meet your monthly payments, I can get some money from another part of your, or at least from a recurrent expenditure.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the bank. They couldn't. As you heard, Mr. Collins said, they were in breach of the liquid asset ratio.
Right.
When that meant that the 25% of the annual budget that was required to be in the reserves in order for them to borrow was not there. $7 million certainly was.
7.4 wasn't.
$7.4 million certainly wasn't nowhere near what it needed to be. So they couldn't borrow any more money because they had exceeded the borrowing guidelines. So right now you have a $39.4 million in the reserves. And the government was able to borrow for the cruise spare development,
right.
Was able to use the
monies for the hospital?
The monies for the infrastructure, the CDB loan. They were allowed to use the CDB loan to fix the roads and the sewage and so on. So certainly the country from that standpoint has to be better off. Now, when you come to what are the figures for economic growth? Have you experienced any economic growth?
Significant growth that has jumped from somewhere around 90 million to 90.9, I believe. But a significant increase in the economic growth in 2013 alone.
Right. So certainly, people, everybody is not going to achieve the great economic benefits at the same time. But I think it's safe to say, not safe to say, the facts are, based on the data, that certainly the country has turned around financially in terms of its stability and being within the approval by the British. The British is, of course, supporting all the actions the government has been taking, including the building of the cruise spare. We heard the governor supported that, and certainly the hotels, the tourism has grown, financial services has grown. So the country certainly overall, the territory certainly overall seems to be, based on the figures, in a better position than in the past years.
If I may correct that statement I made earlier, it's actually close to $1 billion in GDP, $909 million in 2013.
So certainly the country has been turned around and on a path to a positive growth and prosperity. So Minister Fraser has to come better with some more data and some better information.
Well, one of the things that came out from that budget presentation, or after, we had the members of the opposition, Alvin Christopher and Honorable Foy, saying that the statements don't necessarily match up with the situation on the ground. The figures given by the Premier in his presentation doesn't match what's happening with the real situation on the ground. Again, the facts will speak for themselves. If you're saying that the figures presented by the finance officials here are questionable, then you'll have to prove otherwise.
Well, you have to go and bring some facts.
Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, talk is cheap. Everybody could say, can spew out any rhetoric they want, but we're dealing with data here, information based on what is actually happening in the economy based on research and figures, facts and figures. So, I think at this particular time in history of the BVI, we're going to be making decisions based on real figures and not just rhetoric. So I think that we need to come better than that. Sean, is interesting. It's going. I'm sure over the next few weeks, it's going to be a lot of talk about the budget and there's a lot of debate back and forth. But certainly, this is a campaign year coming up to 2015, and it's going to be an exciting time in the BVI to watch. Thank you very much for your report. We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to come back with Lisa Sellers, Chief Chef of Peter Island, and Cindy Roseanne, the coordinator, I can't remember that, events coordinator for the BVI Tourist Board. Keep it locked right here. Spotlight will be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.
Life is like a mountain you must climb. Life is like a treasure you must find. A baby learning how to talk. With just one step begins to walk. One step at a time will lead you to paradise. Your dreams are there to find. One step to paradise.
It's not even about being bigger. David and Goliath taught us that. It's about being better than you were yesterday. At CCT, we're committed to building on better. Better music downloads, better videos, better online gaming, better internet so your kids can get their homework done at better hours. Better customer support when you need it the most. A better everything makes a better BVI so that you could work better and live better. You see, at CCT, we're not only a local company, we're a better company with the real 4G network. Visit your CCT flagship store today and experience CCT Life Unlimited.
Get your holiday shopping done early this year and have more time to relax. Shop Black Friday at CTL Home Centers, Friday, November 28th, all day long. In addition to our already low prices, we are giving away free shopping bags for you to shop with while slashing our already low prices on everything you can fill them with. The first 15 customers at the door will receive 2 free bags. That means double the discounts. Get here early. We will be discounting large mystery items throughout the stores. You will have to be here to find out exactly what they are. And be sure to stop by our tent sale going on outside the store. So much to choose from. Get something for everyone on your list. Tools, toys, Tupperware. Something for Grandma and Grandpa too. Remember, Black Friday at CTL Home Centers, November 28th. Discount shopping all day long. Don't miss out. CTL Home Centers, the best products at the lowest prices, period.
Cheers to the BVI's Restaurant Week this November 14th to the 23rd. Food lovers, rejoice! This is the week where dining is reduced to meet everyone's budget. Our participating restaurants are opening their doors for you to experience some of the finest cuisine in the British Virgin Islands. Discounted menus make it more inviting for you and your family or friends to enjoy a night of dining. Join us for the Visiting Chef Cook-Offs and watch our local chefs compete for the title against the Food Network Chop Champion. Taste of the BVI starts on Tortola at the Noah Lloyd Positive Action Movement Park on November 14th from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. and in Virgin Gordas Yacht Harbor on November 15th from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Foodie fans, this one is for you. Visit www.bvifoodfed.com for more information.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Miss Cindy Roseanne Jones. Good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to Spotlight. Yes, and Miss Lisa Sellers.
Good evening.
Good to see you.
And you.
Yes, Barefoot Gourmet Soiree, Cindy. What is that? A Barefoot Gourmet Soiree.
It's a Barefoot Gourmet Soiree. It's all about really good food under the moonlight with your bare feet.
Really? So it's going to be out. This is on Peter Island.
It is going to be on Peter Island's Dead Man's Bay. It's going to be open out on the beach. Great food. We have about 5 chefs that are visiting that will be presenting our local food with a twist. So it's going to be a very exciting evening over there, and we thank Peter Island for hosting this event.
Great. So is there a dress code? You have to, you're going bare feet on the sand, so you're going to have on bathing suits?
No, I would say the dress code would be elegantly casual. I think that's kind of inventing a dress code, but elegantly casual, slippers, nice dressed slippers, comfortable, casual, elegant wear.
So you come over there looking good?
Yes.
Okay. And this starts when?
This starts at 6 o'clock. The ferry leaves CSY dock at 5:30 on Saturday, November 22nd. We're really looking forward to this event. This event was really created to raise money towards a scholarship for a student that's interested in tourism or hospitality or the culinary arts.
Okay. And so you're going to just take that money, whatever it is, and donate it?
Yes, the proceeds that will be raised from the tickets that we sell would go towards that scholarship.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are $200. We had an early bird special, but that's gone. So the tickets are $200. It's for a really good event, a really great cause. And we're really asking, everyone to support the event.
And the tickets, how the sales going so far?
The ticket sales are going really well. I think it's going to be an amazing event, one that I'm looking forward to, although I have to work it. But I'm really looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to see what's going on with the chefs and the dishes that they're going to be coming up with. We've been going over the menus, and they're very exciting. So, yes.
Where can you get tickets?
Tickets, you can contact us at the tourist board, 494-3134, and all the tickets are there. So you'll be able to purchase your tickets once you give us a call. We'll arrange. Even if we have to deliver the tickets to you, we'll get them to you. Just call us.
And you have to be at the CSY ferry dock at what time?
At 5:30.
Okay. So
the boat leaves at 5:30, so between 5:15 and 5:25, I would say, to be there.
And then the actual event starts around?
The actual event starts at 6.
At 6?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have our welcoming committee there at CSY dock. Any questions, any last minute tickets, you can purchase there as well.
And what about entertainment?
We have Profile Band from Virgin Gorda who will be entertaining us that night. I've heard a lot about them.
So you're going to be able to dance?
And yes.
It's going to be dancing?
Yes. This is going to be an incredible night under the stars.
Okay. So there's good food, there's dancing. What other details of the night you could tell us about?
We have 5 great chefs that will be cooking up the local food with a twist. Am I right, Lisa?
Definitely with a twist.
With a twist. We have Chef Janice Adams, who is originally from St. Vincent, but she lives here, I think.
Yes.
She's a local chef. I will consider her a local chef.
Yes.
Part of
I've
us.
had her food. She is awesome.
I've heard about her.
She makes great vegetarian foods.
That's good.
Yes.
My son would love her.
Yes.
Yes, so we have Chef Janice, we have Chef Erica Dupree Davis, and she's out of Michigan, and she's also done work in the Bahamas. She's more of a desserts chef, and she was on Bravo's Top Chef Just Desserts. So, we love desserts.
So is there going to be a competition, or how is that going to work? I mean, Lisa,
the whole idea behind the event was you come to the BVI, you think of beaches. So we were talking about either doing a sit-down dinner, and everyone wants to meet the chefs. So we said, let's just put it on the beach. Let's put the chefs on the beach. We'll create their own action stations. So they're going to be cooking live in front of you. You can see what they're putting together, and you can ask questions. If you want to get behind the stove and help cook, you can help me. I have no problem with that. So that's the whole idea, is for the guests to come over to see the food. We're also going to do wine pairing as well. So Rimple, who is our wine expert at Peter Island, is actually going to pair the food with the wine. So you can go to my station and have something, go to Chef Adam's station and have whatever she's created with the wine to go with it.
Okay, so there's 5 chefs?
5 chefs, but
and
we've
all
actually... all on the beach.
All on the beach.
So we're basically spreading ourselves out around Dead Man's Beach. So you're not going to be all clustered together. And we're going to put tables and chairs on the beach. It's going to be very elegant.
And so you walk around, tasting everybody's food, eating as much as you like.
Eating as much as you like, drinking as much as you like.
And you have different wines paired with different dishes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. And
all for that small price of $200.
It sounds like it's beginning to sound like a good deal.
It is a good deal.
And a band and dancing. Any games?
And great company.
Absolutely. Any games or any?
We're not going to be having any games. Okay. I think just dancing on the beach.
Think so. Just dancing.
Yeah. So you go and you get your food, you taste everything, and you party all night.
That's right.
And this is local food with a twist. What is that twist?
So realistically, obviously bringing 5 chefs together, and we're basically, some are in the States, some are in the Caribbean, so trying to bring everyone together to arrange what we're going to do has been going on for the last 2 months. But myself and Chef Adams have helped the visiting chefs as much as we can. But, we're going to have stuff on there like Wilkes, goat, lobster, of course. Everyone loves lobster. At the moment, Wahoo's running really strong, so we're going to do fresh Wahoo. We're going to do, I'm making an okra fungi, because okra's in season at the moment. And then we're going to do a whole raw seafood bar. So you'll have your conch ceviche, you'll have your red snapper. We'll do something with lobster salad there. We'll do seared tuna, but it's all going to come from the islands.
Okay. What about the accompaniments? Are you going to have like cassava, banana? They're not just rice, but things
everyone's doing something a little bit. They're playing a twist on everything. Chef Adams is creating this green banana tart, which sounds amazing, and I can't wait to try it. And then we have a chef from Puerto Rico who's doing something with cassava. And then the chef from St. Croix is doing something with lobster. So everyone's doing something different. Putting the menu together, you're going to have a full array of food. No one's going to go hungry.
Well, what's interesting to me is the way that the local foods are going to be prepared. Because one of the benefits for me of attending the food fair was to get different ideas about how to prepare banana, for example. Normally we would just boil a banana and I'll put it in a mayonnaise sauce. But making a banana salad or making mashed banana or mashed tanya or, cassava fritters.
Yeah.
Those are different types of ideas, and it's always interesting to me, a vegetarian, to be able to get that sense, that feel, like those different tastes of the local food that you normally don't get at home.
Right.
So that should be interesting to have a different chefs come up with all these creative ways to prepare local food.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I see that we can drop about 2 tickets for you tomorrow.
Well, complimentary, of course. But certainly that and the highlight of the night are actually the chefs and the different foods. And so again, you're gonna have lobster, wahoo, goat.
We've got goat. We've got Wilkes. We have. I'm doing some short ribs in smoked coconut and lemongrass and hot peppers. We have cassava, green banana, and then the dessert chef has come up with I'm very excited about this.
Yes, dessert is my favorite dish in the whole.
So she's doing like a coconut fritter. She's also doing truffles, which she's going to make there, and then she's also going to do some tamarind ice cream. So at the moment, we're actually walking the island picking tamarind for her at Peter Island.
Anything with soursop or sugar apple?
Sugar apples
in season,
sugar apples in season,
yes.
And we may use soursop because I do have some soursop. So.
Because I've always been interested in sugar apple as a dessert. One of the things that disturbed me to a certain extent is going into a local restaurant and eating box cake for dessert. You know, a coconut box cake or a box carrot cake or something. And I never see coconut tart or guava tart, pineapple tart, mango tart, and these various, black cakes and locally made carrot cake, and all the desserts that we are familiar with, that we are accustomed to here in the territory. I often wonder, why can't I find those things in a restaurant? Why we think that tourists want to eat a box cake from America?
I have to say, I have an amazing pastry chef, so he creates the desserts on the island, and we do a dessert. We do a ginger and lemongrass creme brulee with soursop ice cream. We do carrot cake. We do black cake coming up to Christmas. We do obviously Thanksgiving. So we'll do guava tart. We'll do pineapple tart. So I encourage the chefs at Peter Island to use the local produce that we do get. And play with it and twist it, and because fresh is always the best way to go.
Absolutely. So this is going to be an exciting event.
This is going to be an exciting event.
Anything we forgot to tell the audience about the details of the night?
We can go over them again. The event starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be on Peter Island on Deadman's Beach. The ferry leaves at 5:30. So if you have your ticket, you be there for between 5:15 and 5:25 to catch the ferry. We'll have our welcoming committee there. We'll have a desk set up for last-minute ticket sales. We're encouraging everybody to support this event. It's for a great cause. Our students are important to
you giving scholarships for the funds,
right? Right, to the continuation of our
tourism
product.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely. And of course, you can get tickets at the BVI.
You can get tickets at the BVI Tourist Board. Just
available.
Call us, yes, 494-3134. And we're also trying to encourage the companies to purchase tickets. If they can't make it, they can either give it to staff. Christmas is coming up. They can also give it to culinary students, to make a donation to culinary students that are interested in attending the event.
Absolutely, great idea.
Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
To the Spotlight. And I have, unfortunately, I have the high school debates to moderate.
Oh, okay.
And as I certainly would have want to come.
We'll think about letting you off the hook, but maybe you can.
Yeah. But I'm
donate
sure I'll
to one of those culinary students.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll hear about it. But I'm sure it's going to be a great event, and we encourage everyone to come out and support it, so they can make a contribution to the development of our local chefs, aspiring chefs. And certainly, it's a good cause, and sounds like a lot of fun. And I could guarantee you it's going to be some good food.
It's going to be some good food.
Lisa Sellers, Peter Island Chief Chef. Cindy Roseanne Jones, Tourist Board Coordinator. Events coordinator. Thank you for being a guest on Spotlight.
Thank you.
And all the best with the event.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to have Assistant District Governor Delma Maduro and P.E. Ryan Goodluck from the District Foundation, the Rotary Foundation. We're going to be talking about the Rotary Foundation. It's a Rotary Foundation Month. And of course, Rotary is on the forefront of eradicating polio around the world. We're going to talk some about the foundation, some things about that. And of course, then we're going to have 3 presidents talking about all the activities going on in Rotary, the projects the Rotary clubs are doing, and how you can join and make a contribution to service in the territory. Keep it locked right here to Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited and H. Lavity Stout Community College.
Serving the community for over 25 years, Tortola Concrete Limited is the leading producer of concrete products in the BVI. With grades of 3,000 to 5,000 PSI, Tortola Concrete ready-mix quality unmatched in the industry, and we can mix to your specifications. Our aggregates are clean through our unique washing process for our smooth, clean mix. And our special chilling process makes our concrete crack resistant. Tortola Concrete Limited is the concrete company for all your quality concrete products. Gravel, road base, face stone, boulders, armor rock, coarse sand, terrace, and the cleanest, strongest, crack resistant, ready mix concrete. Tortola Concrete batch plant serve you Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. until the last load. Our knowledgeable, effective staff gives you free estimate and delivers on time to any location. Contact Tortola Concrete at 494-3259, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Conveniently located in Parkwood Pond near the BVI electricity plant. At Tortola Concrete Limited, the strength is in the mix.
He's been working so hard on this. I am so extremely proud of him.
Walter Emerson, writer and philosopher, once said, and I quote, "To finish the moment, to find the journey's end in every step of the road, to live the greatest number of good hours is wisdom."
Being a single parent, my husband died. Juggling work, children, school was tough, but I did it.
I feel like I have a fresh start in life. HLSCC has definitely exceeded my expectations.
I am the younger of 2 in my family, but I am the first to go off to a university. HLSCC has given me the right jump start to paving my success.
You don't come to college just to come to college. You come to college to graduate.
Just coming out of high school at a very young age, HLSCC was the ideal stepping stone to prepare me for the greater world. It's right at home with great facilities and great lecturers. My college experience was phenomenal.
Experiences such as the Barefoot Gourmet Soiree, with proceeds donated towards hospitality scholarships for local students, or experience an evening with our participating hotels hosting visiting chefs from around the globe. Join our Restaurant Week cook-offs and sample special discounted menu items. Every Friday of the month, our chefs prepare savory local dishes. Head to Virgin Gorda for the first ever On the Rocks bar crawl. This food-filled month climaxes on the Drowned Island at the 2nd Annual Anegada Lobster Festival. Visit www.bvifoodfet.com or call the BVI Tourist Board at 284-494-3134 for more details.
It's that time again when we celebrate, give praise, eat, shop, and dance with family and friends and do the Christmas on Main Street thing. This year we present highlights of the Virgin Islands Christmas story through visual and performing arts on Friday and Saturday, December 5th and 6th on De Castro Street. Entertainment by Martino Mark, Lashing Dogs, 4 Strong, Razor Blades, Leanne on the Hot Shots, and others. So from the children, musical artists, and vendors, all of us, Merry Christmas, season's greetings. See you on De Castro Street for this grand annual Christmas family event.
Tired of your home looking dull and boring? Looking for a new, different look for your home? Come, check out our new addition at Blinds & Things BVI Home Goods. We carry exquisite items for the bedroom, beautiful comforters, flat-free pillows, deep pocket sheets in a rainbow of colors, bathroom, no-slip and non-stick rugs, shower curtains and the hooks to carry. Choose a wide variety of dishes to brighten up the kitchen for the holidays to come. Don't forget our exquisite pieces for the living room, from tall to short vases. Decorate your house with unique pieces from Blinds and Things BVI Home Goods. Visit our showroom located in Skelton Bay Lot, Fish Bay, and you can contact us by email at blindsvi@hotmail.com or call us 284-494-1331.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Edjuenka, and I'm here with Assistant District Governor, Mrs. Delma Maduro. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
It's always good to see you.
Here.
And Mr. President-elect Ryan Geller from the Club of Rotown, Rotary Rotown.
That's right.
Yes.
It's good to be back.
Good to be back. Good to see you. As well. Good to have you back.
Good to see everybody.
This month, November is Foundation Month?
Foundation Month, yes.
Okay, what that means?
Foundation Month. With respect to Rotary International, of course, we are a group of enthusiastic leaders who do good in our communities, our local communities and globally. Mm-hmm. And we have the Rotary Foundation, which is the charitable arm of Rotary. This is where we're able to raise funds, where our funds essentially is multiplied several times over to do a lot of charitable work in the BVI and throughout the world, essentially.
Okay. So you have another arm. You said this is your
the charitable.
This is your charitable
arm.
I didn't know Rotary had another arm. I thought both arms are charitable.
Yeah, no. Well, yes. Well, one is charitable from funds, and one is charitable from doing so.
Oh, okay.
This is the one that works behind the scenes to make sure that we can do what we're able to do in front of the scenes.
And this foundation was established. How long has it been established?
I do remember exactly.
1918, I believe it was established.
1918.
So it's been around a long time. It started off slowly with some small projects and things like that. I think the first project was actually building a latrine somewhere in Africa. That was our first project, and it's grown to now all over the world and accessible by any Rotary Club around the world and any part of the Rotary family.
Okay.
So
what are some of its achievements?
Well, first of all, it does some amazing things with respect to the funds that it receives, the contribution that it receives. And with the Rotary Foundation, none of the money that goes to the Rotary Foundation goes to any work within the clubs for members and so on. The members do not benefit at all directly from any of the foundation funds. And in fact, they're credited with being, a very, very credible organization, so much so that we have some serious partners around the world because of the credibility that we have in the Rotary Foundation, how we are able to handle the funds, that is the foundation, how they're able to handle the funds and multiply the funds for projects.
How much of the money goes to administrative costs?
None of that.
Because that's
well, not quite true. A little bit does. Of course, everything needs to function. But the statistics are really that 89% of all funds that go into the foundation end up being used for projects. I think about 8% is used for assisting in fundraising overall, and then about 2 or 2.5% is used for administration. So very little is used for the actual administration of the foundation itself.
Okay. Because that's usually the benchmark of good charitable organizations. Because we hear a lot around the world about charitable organizations that 60 and 70% of the money goes to administrative costs, and then
that is not the case.
The public just gets.
No, I mean where the foundation really has an advantage is that we do invest money in safe vehicles. so that we can gain some interest and some returns on it, and that helps to offset some of the administrative costs. So most of the costs, when you hear the 2%, most of that is offset actually by returns on some of the investments for when people leave bequests or money in their wills and endowment funds, those sort of things. Those can be used to help the finance part of the funding of the foundation in terms of the administrative, so we can then use all of the money then to do really the good work that we do around the world.
Where does the money come from? How is it raised? And how can persons contribute to the fund? Is it from general contributions or just specific persons give endowments around the world?
It comes in a number of ways. You asked about a project, any particular projects that they might have done. And polio is the number one. The eradication of polio is the absolute number one project of the Rotary Foundation. And we have some serious partners contributing to this fund. So at a local level, yes, we do raise funds as well. In fact, we had our first foundation dinner. When was that? On the 2nd?
Yeah.
The 2nd of November, held over at Pirates Bite. And it was relatively successful. I think it was successful for a first effort. The jury is still out as to how much money we've raised, but it should be in the region of $3,000. And those funds will go directly towards polio, because we themed it the world's greatest meal. And any funds that are raised with that theme would go to the eradication of polio.
Okay. The theme
for that dinner was the world's greatest meal.
The world, okay.
The world's
and
greatest
don't you
meal.
have a theme for the whole project, the whole polio eradication project? Is there something that...
Right now, all of the campaigns that we do talk about how close we are. So you'd see a lot of PSAs, a lot of billboards and so on talking about we're this close to eradicating polio. So that is essentially the theme that we're using right now.
So how much money is being spent out of the fund for the eradication of polio?
Well, see, the good thing is, the way that the foundation works is they've actually segregated or benchmarked certain funds for the eradication of polio, because it's such a large-scale project and requires a huge amount of funding. A lot of the funds from the foundation for polio are earmarked directly for polio projects. So when we give to the foundation, or when anyone gives to the foundation, typically if they want it to go to the polio project, to polio eradication, they earmark it directly for that. In terms of where we have been in terms of polio eradication, I mean, to give you a bit of perspective, in 1988, there was 175 countries that were still polio endemic, or 125, countries that were polio endemic, meaning that there was still wild polio virus around, polio was still spreading. And that included a large section of places like Europe, all of Asia, all of Africa, part of South America, and part of the Caribbean as well. So that's as close as 1988, and now there's only really 3 countries left. Okay. So, and that's really a lot to do with the greater good that Rotary has done in focusing its efforts on the eradication, because there's really only been one other disease in the history that's ever been able to be eradicated, which is smallpox. So for Rotary to then go to that next level and say, we've actually assisted, or we've actually spearheaded the eradication of polio is something that we're extremely proud of as Rotarians around the world, because it is something that we've worked very hard on. We've raised a lot of money for, but certainly Rotarians in every step of the way have benefited and participated in vaccination clinics in all parts of the world.
So much so is this program being recognized that even governments are rallying behind this. I don't know if you can speak to specific governments that have done this. We have the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation that they have rallied behind the cause as well, and they have come up with, about 350 million?
That was, their last tranche, but they've actually given 1.3 billion overall.
Overall,
So
yeah.
they've been a huge supporter and a huge sponsor of.
So we have huge contributions coming in.
Now your slogan is "You're this close."
With this,
You're
with
this,
this
you're
close.
this close.
So we still need to get you. We still need to get your head on a billboard or something like that, showing that we're this close.
This close. So you have eradication goals. By 20-something,
by
you're
2018,
hoping to achieve what?
Yeah, by 2018, we're hoping that the news is going to come out that we've fully been able to eradicate polio. There's only really 300 cases left in the world, and those 300 cases are extremely difficult to get to. I mean, they're in places in Nigeria and Pakistan and Afghanistan. So they're in areas where they're prone to violence, prone to misinformation and those sort of things, so that it's been difficult to get to those last cases. And then there's flare-ups of polio that have come about again in places like Somalia and parts of China. So it is an expensive effort, but by 2018 they project that we will be able to give the news that the world is eradicated of polio, which would be, like I said, a huge event.
Yeah, that would be like a big Rotary celebration.
Exactly, well, celebration for mankind, really.
It'd be quite an accomplishment. Now, Rotary, of course, does a number of things in all parts of the world, and particularly here in the BVI. You donate a lot to charity. You raised hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It's all about making, touching lives and bringing about changes.
Talk a little bit about Rotary as a club, and give us some information on how the internal mechanism of Rotary work. And
Rotary International is really a very structured organization. I mean, it's been around for a while, and it comes with a lot of structure, and the structure that's in place really helps the individual clubs. It helps the districts. We are part of District 7020, and in fact we just had a visit by our district governor, Dr. Paul Brown, just a couple of weeks ago. And within that district, we are one of, I think it's about 84 clubs right now. And I might put a plug in for the BVI. I think in terms of what we have achieved, we are seen as some of the stronger clubs within the district right now. And being part of that district, we get support, of course, at district level, we get support at international level. And we have 6 areas of focus that have been handed down by Rotary International, and these include promoting peace, fighting disease, Ryan help me, providing clean water.
Infant and mother and child mortality, supporting education literacy, and growing local economies.
Yeah. So those are the 6 areas of focus that we have. And to help us to zero in on the different areas, every month of the year we do have a theme, a Rotary theme that we would work on. We would focus on those areas. In addition to doing other things, we would focus on those areas. Like you mentioned at the start of the program that this is Foundation Month. So we're doing quite a number of things that would help us to bring attention to the work of the foundation, to bring attention to the eradication of polio and other things. And yes, the BVI community can support polio. You as an individual can support the work of polio. All you need to do is to make contact with one of the Rotary clubs if you're not already a Rotarian.
Well, actually, it's actually just as easy as going online.
Yeah.
Anybody can go online on Rotary.org, www.rotary.org, and there's a little button right in the top that says Give Now. And any person can give towards anything that Rotary is doing.
And you could give any amount you want.
Any amount. Whether you want to give $1, you can only afford $1. You can afford $1,000. You can afford $20. It doesn't really matter. And then you can designate it to a specific area of focus, or if you like the work that we've done for polio, you can give it directly to that as well.
And joining and becoming a member of Rotary Club is easy. How difficult is that to do?
Well, we have 3 Rotary clubs in the British Virgin Islands, and the audience is going to meet the presidents very shortly. But we have the Rotary Club of Tortola, the Rotary Club of Roadtown, and Rotary Club Sunrise. And anyone who's interested can make contact with those presidents or any other member of a Rotary Club. Each club may have different criteria for membership, similar, but there might be some differences in terms of the number of meetings one might have to come to, the cost of being a Rotarian, because there is a cost attached to it. One might have to work on a project prior to being inducted as a member of a Rotary Club. So there are different criteria that the clubs have. So it would be a good idea for anyone who's interested to have a conversation.
Okay. Well, we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna meet the presidents. But before we go to the break, and we are also going to talk about the benefits to the individual along with giving service. It seems to me there's some benefits to the individual in terms of development and joining Rotary Club, and we're going to talk about that with the presidents when they come on, so that y'all don't steal their thunder. But any last comments before you have to go and make room for the presidents about the Foundation Month and about the Rotary Foundation?
Well, I mean, all I want to say really about the foundation is that it probably helps us to be seen as one of the greatest organizations in the world. It works in the background and the scenes to ensure that we can continue to do the good work that people have seen sort of in the community or in the Caribbean, in places like Haiti and things like that. But it's really the reason why we can do what we do. And it allows us to really feel passionate about what it is that we do as well. It gives us that sense of empowerment and that sense of connection to our work, and that we're helping to fund and we're helping to do the better good of around the world.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a great organization. It really provides an excellent forum for us, for persons who are interested in making a difference in their community and in the world, to become a part of Rotary, because you can touch lives. It helps you to change lives. So anyone who's interested, I'd encourage them to have that conversation with a president or a member of any of the Rotary clubs that we have. And I might add that Rotary doesn't stop at Rotarians, the Rotary clubs. We have a family of Rotary with our Rotaractors, which is the younger group, the Interactors, and the early actors. And in fact, when the DG was here, we chartered an early act club, and another one was chartered a week before he arrived here. So there's a lot of buzz now. Well, there has always been a bit of a buzz, but I think there's a lot more engagement and enthusiasm right now for Rotary in the BVI.
Well, Assistant District Governor Thelma and President-elect Ryan, thanks for being my guest on Spotlight.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Yes, we're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to come back with the three presidents. Rotary President Henry Quickie, Rotary Club of Tortola, Rotary Club of Tortola, President Shan Mohammed, Rotary Club of Rotown, and President Jean Vanterpool, Rotary Club Sunrise. Keep it locked right here to Spotlight. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited and H. Lavity Stout Community College.
Even about being bigger. David and Goliath taught us that it's about being better than you were yesterday. At CCT, we're committed to building on better music downloads, better videos, better online gaming, better internet so your kids can get their homework done at better hours, better customer support when you need it the most. A better everything makes a better BVI so that you could work better and live better. You see, at CCT, we're not only a local company, we're a better company with the real 4G network. Visit your CCT flagship store today and experience CCT Life Unlimited.
Serving the community for over 25 years, Tortola Concrete Limited is the leading producer of concrete products in the BVI with grades of 3,000 to 5,000 PSI. Tortola Concrete ready-mix quality unmatched in the industry, and we can mix to your specifications. Our aggregates are clean through our unique washing process for our smooth, clean mix. And our special chilling process makes our concrete crack resistant. Tortola Concrete Limited is the concrete company for all your quality concrete products. Gravel, road base, face stone, boulders, armor rock, coarse sand, terrace, and the cleanest, strongest, crack resistant, ready mix concrete. Tortola Concrete batch plant serve you Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. until the last load. Our knowledgeable, effective staff gives you free estimate and delivers on time to any location. Contact Tortola Concrete at 494-3259, Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Conveniently located in Parkwood Pond near the BVI electricity plant. At Tortola Concrete Limited, the strength is in the mix.
Cheers to a 2-day island adventure in Anegada. Indulge on signature spiny lobster dishes prepared by Anegada's talented chefs at the 2nd annual Anegada Lobster Festival. Each participating restaurant will serve their unique twist on this favorite Caribbean Ocean catch. Navigate your way around the island and make your own memories from this entertaining and festive culinary experience. Mark your calendars and head to the Drowned Island for the final weekend of BVI Food Fest this November on the shores of Anegada. Visit www.bvifoodfest.com or call the BVI Tourist Board at 494-3134 for more information.
Get your holiday shopping done early this year and have more time to relax. Shop Black Friday at CTL Home Centers, Friday, November 28th, all day long. In addition to our already low prices, we are giving away free shopping bags for you to shop with while slashing our already low prices on everything you can fill them with. The first 15 customers at the door will receive 2 free bags. That means double the discounts. Get here early. We will be discounting large mystery items throughout the stores. You will have to be here to find out exactly what they are. And be sure to stop by our tent sale going on outside the store. So much to choose from. Get something for everyone on your list. Tools, toys, Tupperware. Something for Grandma and Grandpa too. Remember, Black Friday at CTL Home Centers, November 28th. Discount shopping all day long. Don't miss out. CTL Home Centers, the best products at the lowest prices, period.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with the 3 Rotary presidents. Rotary President Henry of Rotary Club of Tortola, President Sean Mohammed, Rotary Club of Rotown, and President Jean Vanterpool, Rotary Club Sunrise. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Nice to be here.
Shining and bright. And you can never tell that y'all work all day today. And Rotarians always got this energy. That's a Rotary trait.
It's a prerequisite. It takes a lot of energy.
That's the word.
Yeah. A lot of energy. Y'all do a lot for the community. We want to talk first about some of the projects each club does, and why we have 3 clubs. First of all, I think that's a question that everybody wants to know. Like, you have a Rotary Club of Tortola, that was the club, and then you branched off. Why we have 3 Rotary clubs at the BVI, or 3 branches of Rotarians?
I think it's because there is a genuine interest in a number of persons in serving in a capacity that allows you to, and Rotary presents that opportunity. Rotary Club of Rotown meets, of course, it's an evening club, so that best suits some individuals. President Jean is a morning club.
Yeah.
Again, depending on people's schedule, it best suits. President Henry will tell you, as the most senior club, he's a lunch club. So I think it suits different people at different times. And there is a large number of persons interested in joining Rotary, so very active.
So you capture the
For
broad
all
spectrum,
sections.
the broad spectrum of
Yeah.
persons who have different schedules,
That's
different
right.
interests,
Right.
and so on.
And we have to, being the original club, one of the things that we were cautious about is going to be too big. Because when you become too big, you lose the connections between the members. You get to a certain size, and it's worth, expanding, forming other clubs at different schedules so that you can capture more people. So there's several reasons for having several Rotary clubs. We do a lot of similar types of projects, but we're part of one family, but two separate times. And I should mention too, as a Rotarian in any club, you're free to go to any of the other clubs in the BVI or anywhere around the world. So if you're a Rotarian and you're in Japan for a week and you want to go to a Rotary club, you just go and you drop in, and you'll be welcome with open arms. You might not understand what they're saying, but a different menu, but you'll be welcome anywhere in the world at a Rotary club.
Okay.
For the Rotary Club, Sunrise came about, I think, to fill that niche which we had, as President John mentioned, that people like myself, for example, who certainly look at the Rotary Club as a vehicle through which you can serve. But lunchtime was not good for me, for one. You're the kind of business you're in. And so I found that the breakfast was best suited for my lifestyle and my business. And so it is with many of our members. So it now fills the gap. Everybody has a choice, which is great.
So you're the morning person.
I'm the morning person.
Too early.
Yeah, I want to. I'm talk about the last thing first, because I'm playing to. I know President Sean's agenda. He's got a class on all over the territory. So I'm going to play to his agenda. Joining Rotary, and I think persons, you hear talk about Rotary, and you talk about the work that Rotary is doing in the community. I think it's also important to talk a little bit about the benefits that Rotarians get from being Rotarians. It's like you make it feel like, oh man, I'm going to join this club and all I'm going to do is walk and walk. But you don't hear about the personal development, the growth, the camaraderie, the fun.
You missed it. It's not all about we're going to join this club and work. It is fun.
Well, a lot of people might think that.
And the opportunity to mix and mingle with professionals and skilled person, your variety of people that comprise your club members. You can interact and gain knowledge, even business relationship. In fact, Rotary was built on that, where a group of business persons came together to enrich their professional lives, and out of that came Rotary and the development of this charitable arm of Rotary.
But I noticed too, you join Rotary as like you come in on the ground floor, and the next thing I know, you are the president. Like this meteoric rise to primacy. The head honcho.
For me,
how does that happen? I mean, there's a training, there's human.
I think it's a natural
development.
evolution. Eventually, you join Rotary. You get engaged in various projects, then you get introduced to the leadership of Rotary by serving on a board, and then to me the natural progression, you become the president. For me personally, I feel like I've lived in this country now, today officially, for 16 years, and I feel the country has been good to me. I'm very grateful and thankful. How do I give something back? And Rotary provides me with a mechanism to do so. And I feel like, when the time comes for me to go to the great beyond, I want to leave some footprints behind. I want to be known to having a cause and having worked towards achieving that goal and objective. And I think also, as President Jean said as well, it's important. I've built lifelong friendships within the club. I mean, they've become like almost family. So, and I get personal satisfaction for executing the agenda or the strategic plans with great satisfaction with its success. And you know, you said you can see some of the things that we have done, and that's the whole idea. I mean, you're doing good work, and you want people to see that you're making a difference in your community.
Okay, let's go through some of.
I was going to just add that what we say we do is essentially we join leaders together, exchange ideas, and then take action to improve our communities. So most times, most people who join Rotary, they are leaders in their own right. They could be in any profession, in any, could be retired even, but there's some kind of leadership potential in them. So it's not hard for them to make the leap from becoming a new Rotarian to becoming a leader in Rotary.
Well, I noticed now that you have, as Assistant District Governor Delma spoke earlier, the young people. And I'm gonna get to the projects, but I think this is important. The developing the membership and the sustainability of the club. You have some young Rotary clubs. The Rotaractors, Interactors, and so on. And I think parents need to know of the importance of having their children to join these clubs, and what the benefits are of a child becoming an interactor, for example, or an early actor or a Rotaractor. Perhaps you could speak a little bit to that. What they gain from that experience.
Recently, we chartered the Rotary Club Sunrise, chartered the Early Act Club at the Althea Scatliff Primary School, and the enthusiasm of both teachers, parents, and students were really fantastic. And the students were so, in fact, they're the largest Early Act group now in the territory. Of course, Althea Scatliff is the largest school, but we inducted 56 of them on that date, on November 3rd, when the district governor visited. And
what you do with those children?
Well,
what happens to them?
It is an exposure.
What process they go through?
Well, it's a matter of introducing them to what the values of leadership Rotary is all about. Being leaders in your community, giving service in whatever way you can. It may be just having a little garden, helping someone to do a painting of their house, or around the yard, or do some little things in their neighborhood. Collect funds to help another child maybe who needs help. It could be it something need at home, or it could be that they want to help to send someone off to see the doctor who needs help. But the little things that they can do. I recall Ryan mentioned one child after he give a speech on foundation, giving to help others. This child gave $1, and to add to that, just the sense that he felt he needed to help. And this is what you build in these young students at that early age, formidable age, where you can mold them and make them better citizens in the society, so that they develop leadership skills, etc. That's what we hope to achieve.
And Adrianka, we can speak from the two ends of the spectrum, because we, like President Jean, chartered an Early Act Club about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. But about 30 years ago, we also chartered a Rotaract Club, first Rotaract Club in the BVI. And if you look at some of the members who were in that Rotaract Club back then, and over the years, you would see that many leaders in this community have been groomed through that process. So, leadership is one of the core values of Rotary. Service, integrity, fellowship, those things are core values of Rotary. And they also translate to being core values in Early Act, Rotaract, Interact as well.
Okay. Let's talk about the projects. Your big project is to get membership.
I hate to disappoint you.
You must be doing a good job,
part of the agenda, but yes, we felt
what
that
projects that we're going to go down
we're the second largest club, but we felt that we needed to attract new membership. We need new blood, new ideas, and so forth. I'm very pleased that we've inducted some 9 new Rotarians, all of whom are very active in the club. To the point that the district recognized the efforts, as you say, for Membership Month, and we were awarded Club of the Month in August of the 84 clubs in the district. But it's much more than that. We do the Kiddies Fiesta. We've made it grand. We've made it larger than life itself. We had fantastic support from the community. We gave out school supplies, which was a new added feature of what we did before. The car raffle is about to happen soon. We set an ambitious target of $100,000.
Just
We're
make
doing
sure
very well. We've done, we're going to have 2 health expos next year. We're going to move Health Expo to Virgin Gorda on a grand scale. We have paired them with a number of companies so we can raise money, because as I said to my board last night, without money you can't do anything. So we've had great success from that perspective. We're going to form a new Interact Club as well. So we, Cedar School has agreed that come January there'll be a new Interact Club. We have done the 4-way test essay competition. We have joined with our sister clubs and do the dictionary project. We're focusing on youth at risk. We're working very closely with Mitch Turnbull and Mr. Craig Lake, and we just had I'm a Lady, where we, Fort Farmers was addressed in different forums, and they talk about various aspects of our life where we can make a difference and share experiences and so forth. So I think that we're doing our fair share in terms of for BVI community. We for Polio Plus, for example, we're going to donate more than $12,000 plus for polio, and Bill Gates Foundation will give us $2 for each dollar, so that $12,000 will become $36,000.
Is there a competition for President of the Year? I just Sister J, Rotary Sunrise. What's on the
we're the smallest of the 3, but we are doing our part to make a difference in the community. We've recently, this year, adopted the Adina Donovan Home for the elderly, and we are in fact going to be having a concert on the 28th of November, this November, to raise funds to meet some needs of that are outstanding at the home for the elderly. So we are hoping that the community at large will come out and support us at this venture at the HLSCC auditorium, VIP and regular, $50 and $25. So I'm looking for full support from the community. It's all going back to our people. These are folks who have a lot of them given a lot to this community over the years, and we expect to make their lives.
We have to take care of them.
Yeah, take care of them. We're also going to have a dinner to raise funds again this November 21st, this Friday, at Keto's, where we will be again hosting a benefit. It's going to be going towards polio, again, the world's greatest meal. $10 from each meal is going to go towards that fund, and in recognition for the great effort that's going into the eradication of polio. It cannot be overemphasized how important it is that we get rid of this disease worldwide, and so we're doing our part in that regard. We will also be looking at, we are involved with the Rainbow Children's Home, where we have given assistance and will continue to provide assistance to them in areas of need that we see on an ongoing basis. And it goes on. I don't want to take up too much of the time, but
it goes on.
It goes on.
So you have anything to do, President Henry?
Well, you think, you don't do everything, right? It's done for me. But we find our niche in between everything else.
Don't be so modest.
Too modest.
Yes, we do have quite a bit of projects that we're all involved in. So which cover Tortola, and we have large projects, small projects. So one of the projects that we had early in the year, we had the youth forum in Tortola and Virgin Gorda. That was a big project. We had a huge food drive in which the community really came out and supported families in need. We gave a lot of food to the Family Support Network and Social Development Department. we have environmental projects like the Mangrove Boardwalk, where we built a few hundred feet of boardwalk through the mangroves, and that's going to help to teach children about the value of the mangroves to our ecosystems. We do small things too. We read once a week or once every other week at the Alexandria Maduro Primary School in Barbers Bay, the Joyce Samuel Primary School up in Bellevue. We work with YEP, we work with CATS. So we do quite a number of projects, big and small. Sometimes we give funds to, we do cultural projects too, I should say. We support this project up at Kingstown. It's a beautiful project to work on the St. Philip's Church up there, which was the home of the liberated Africans and the burial ground around there. We support the festival. Lots of different things that we all do. We could go on all night talking about projects. Yeah.
And the projects overlap. You work collaboratively with each other on any similar projects, or each one that stays within their project boundaries. How does that work?
Some of them we do jointly.
The dictionary, for example.
Right.
It's a joint.
And some of them we do separately.
Dictionary. What was that?
We give out dictionaries this year to the public and private schools, grade 3 students throughout the territory. So that was a collaborative effort between the 3 clubs.
Yeah.
Foundation Dinner, for example, that was a joint project as well between the 3 clubs. So there are some areas where we definitely work together, but of course there's some projects that we've been doing forever. Some sort of a identity project.
Yeah, like the Fiesta and
car raffle and so forth.
But even if one club has one of its own projects, we work together on it.
Yes,
so for example, at the Kiddies Fiesta,
yes, we have support.
The Rotarians from both clubs and Rotaractors go and support. At our food drive, same thing. So we always, even if we're renovating a home for a family, you'll find that sometimes Rotarians go to the other clubs' service project and support them. So
it's not a competition.
Of course, it's a little bit of a competition. But in any family, Rotary is a family. Rotary is a family, right? So in any family, there's a little bit of competition.
With each other,
we just range
all the time.
Benchmark.
But we always make sure, even though we compete, we know we have the same goals in mind, and serving the same community. So we don't let the competition overshadow anything else.
Okay. Now you get like themes this month. What are your project themes?
This is foundation.
This is foundation.
So everybody, so you don't have a separate theme for each
No.
club?
Rotary has preset.
So like, what was, anybody remember what last month's theme was?
Yeah, last month was vocation, yes. Vocational service.
Yes.
And September was community service.
Yeah. And what's December going to be?
Family.
Oh, okay. Is that because Christmas is coming?
I hope so.
Yeah, again, yes. Family, we try to do things like, visit the hospital. We do caroling for our club. We do caroling. We do give gift baskets, little gift basket to those who are hospitalized then. And at the Adina Donovan, of course, we do the same. We have a project where we past 2 years, we've been assisting with giving gifts to children of prisoners who are presently inmates. Their children, we help to provide gifts for the children. A way of support. It's Christmas. Every child looks forward to getting something. So these are things that we do as well.
I would like to add, this is Foundation Month, and it's part of the reason that we're here on this show.
Yeah.
And Assistant Governor Delma and P. Ryan spoke quite a bit about Foundation. But one thing that we'd have liked to highlight as well is, even though the foundation is based outside the BVI, and we give money to the foundation, a lot of times the money comes back to the territory and to the region. So, and we didn't mention some of our projects that we've done through the foundation as well. So, for example, with Tortola, we've donated a fetal monitor to the hospital many years ago. We've built a new school in Haiti. Half of the funds came from the foundation, half came from funds that we raised. Renovated another school there as well. And we've, this is all in recent times, had a scholarship for a young lady to study emergency response techniques. So Like this is Foundation, I want to highlight some of those projects, and Rotown has quite a number of projects that they've worked on for Foundation.
We've done
as
some
well.
dialysis machines,
Yeah.
done playground equipment, for example. So you're right, the foundation gives a lot more than we give to them.
Yes. Yeah, in the district on the whole, I think the numbers are something like, the district is Northern Caribbean, and we probably give about $280,000 to the foundation, but we get back about $2.something million in the district from the foundation.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it's important to mention the foundation and Foundation Month.
Yeah.
But what I find more interesting is how much I did not know about all of the things that you do in the community. Because, you know, sometimes I would hear, for example, oh, they're raising money for Haiti again, and there's so much need in the BVI. You know, and so you don't do a lot of publicity around your service, and especially around your local service. You do publicity around your international service because you want to raise money to send, but the painting of the houses, the donation of food to the children of prisoners, the school stuff.
We sort of changed that this year, though. We've done a great job. The clubs have done a great job of promoting the local events as well. I think this year in particular, I see a lot more.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're here now. I mean, this is the first time I've had 3 presidents of Rotary Club on any show talking about anything. You know, so certainly this is a shift.
Yeah, I agree. And but you're right. Some of the projects we promote very in a big way in the media, and some of the work we do quietly. But we made an effort, which we were encouraged by Rotary, very much encouraged to promote the projects that we do, because as I think it's important too for the donors to know when you give us funds, what those funds go towards. That's very important. And that's where we make sure that we do promote a lot of the larger projects.
We might add we've done some home renovations this year. We did one recently in Purcell at Mrs. Barker House. I mean, it's something we're extremely proud of. The landscaping is, IPP Charles Crane did a wonderful job with that. And I know that you've done some.
Yes, we have done.
So we are getting our hands dirty as well.
Well, I mean, it's good to know, because you know your image has been one of persons who perhaps are on a different class level, and maintain that class level, and not have it be realized that the class, if there is such a thing as your class level, it is used for the most part in service to the community. So it's not something where you just sit back and say, I'm a Rotarian, look at me. You know, it's some hard work. We found out at 3 o'clock, and I want to get in the part about joining Rotary again, and the benefits of becoming a Rotarian, and how that is done.
Okay. I think the benefit varies a little bit for each person. Some people join because of the feeling that they get when they do good for others, service projects. Some people join to meet more people in the community.
Networking.
So a bit of networking. Some people join, you do build lifelong friendships if you do get
not
very
just
involved
locally,
in Rotary.
but internationally,
around
the world.
Right. So people join for that reason as well. And each club has a slightly different procedure for membership. So for example, in the Club of Tortola, you have to be invited or by a Rotarian to come to a meeting. And then you have to come to at least 8 meetings. You have to be sure that's what you want to get into, and you have to demonstrate that you are into community service. So you have to work on at least one community service project over those 8 weeks, and then you'll be eligible for membership into the club. That's
so you come in to build relationships, but you also come in to work.
Yes.
You have a process.
Well, it's pretty similar in that, but we might be less. We probably 4 to 6 weeks, I think, is our max. Where you have to be invited by a Rotarian as well, who sees you as somebody who could have something to offer to the community and to Rotary in general. So the process is pretty similar.
Very much similar as well. We attend. I mean, basically, they're almost the same thing. We have less meetings than 8. We do 4, but sometimes people come a little bit more than 4. We want to ensure that. We rely on the person proposing them as well. You know. For example, if Charter President Ronnie says, "I'm proposing John Doe," I'm relying that he's not putting forward somebody. He's putting forward somebody who he believes is going to be a good Rotarian. So we rely on our own membership as well. So the process is very much similar.
Okay. Last thoughts, we're under the turning of the clock. Last word, something I forgot to ask that you want to get across?
We would want to encourage the community, members of the public to consider joining Rotary as well. It allows us to do more projects. We want to encourage the business community to support our clubs, in terms of some funding and like for example, sometimes companies like Lime or Moranto's doing is to send the employees to also work along Rotarians. So there's great value, President Henry?
Yes, I would agree with what President Sean just mentioned, and I would like to also extend a word of thanks. I always like to do that because without the community, we could do none of these projects that you hear us talking about now. So to say thank you to the communities, individuals, corporations, yourself, the media, who help us to do our work in the community.
The more hands you have on deck, the more you get done.
Yeah. I too want to say thanks to the community and thanks in advance for the support we will have this Friday night and the 28th as well for the upcoming fundraising events.
And you could get in touch with any Rotarian and ask about the
upcoming one of our members. We have tickets available for the 28th and for this Friday. Just show up at Keto's.
Nice. One more thing.
Sure.
We mentioned that we have Rotaract clubs, other New Generation Arms or Young Youth Arms. And our Rotaract Club of Tortola, just this month for the first time in history as far as we can recall, won Rotaract Club of the Quarter for the whole district. So for the first quarter of the year, they were recognized as being the premier club in the whole region. And we were very proud of that. And also the Rotaract Club of Virgin Gorda, which was just chartered 10 months ago or so. They came 4th place in the whole district. So in the BVI, the Rotary family is really
well
doing
alive
great
and
things.
kicking.
Yeah, doing great things.
Working.
We like to say we're ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Well, it's great, and I've noticed. I've been up close and personal, and I've noticed that the young people, and that's why I wanted to draw that attention to the young people who are making significant changes in their personal lives, and becoming Rotarians. And so, I want to encourage parents who are watching to consider their children being a part of that, something that's going to benefit them personally as well as benefit the community. President Sean, President Jean, President Henry, it's great to have you on Spotlight. Thank you very much for showing up, and keep coming, keep letting people know about the service and the work that Rotary is doing in the community.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on Spotlight.
Yes, of course, we want to thank District Governor, Assistant District Governor Delma, and President-elect Ryan as well for their great discussion about Rotary Foundation Month. Yes, indeed. Spotlight is seen every Tuesday here at 8 p.m. on JTV Channel 55 and rebroadcast Sundays at 2:30. Follow Spotlight on Facebook, participate in discussion on the issues coming from Spotlight, find out about upcoming guests and topics, or suggest your own guests and topics. I'm Adrianka reminding you that when the Spotlight is on, you see the facts, peace, and blessings.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands and CCT Global Communications.